study.
And then the whole background of the study, what these tabs are called, they're called sheets. So you would come up into the sheet menu,
Mm-hmm.
and you would go to the properties of the whole sheet itself,
Okay.
and you can change the background color of the sheet. Sometimes people
Oh.
like this.
Yeah, I do like a
Like a
light
light
gray.
gray.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
White,
Mm-hmm.
Like the
like a
green
light,
ones.
Yeah,
gray,
the white destroys. the
It's
eyes.
easier on the eyes.
just to
Yeah.
make it
Just
less
like that,
bright.
yep.
Mm.
And then we also have the ability to turn on watermark for the epic.
Yes.
So if you wanna see the epic number.
I definitely use
And it's
those.
also gonna show you scoring watermark if you want that as well. So right now it's showing you we're on 47. If I stage 47, it'll show you.
Oh, both.
Oh, okay, you get
and,
both.
Oh,
Okay.
Can you put it down in the bottom too?
You
Jay?
can. So in
Mhm.
tools.
We want it all.
the tools
Look
setting-
bougie over here. Yeah, we're a little
Listen.
bougie.
I know how much it costs.
Hey, that's how we supposed to be though, bougie with it.
Your options for your watermark are either top of the screen, center of the screen, or bottom of the screen.
Nice.
So you can bring them to the bottom and hit OK. And we go back
Okay.
to that sheet we were looking at,
Okay.
and we'll
Like
have them
the
at the bottom of the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
And you can also, if this is too dark
I like
or
that
too
you get
light,
both of them instead of
You
just
can
the,
adjust
yeah, I like that.
how faint that watermark is over
Well, 'cause
here
if
as
you have
well.
watermark,
So I'm gonna
then
make
you
it a
don't
little
have that
lighter.
buffer.
Right, you don't know what, yeah.
And then it's kind of a little more ghosted. in the
Yeah,
background as
okay.
opposed to bright.
No,
Just
mine
up
will
to
be
you.
big and bright.
However, if I less
So I can see it. Okay, another quick question. So while we're on the montage,
Yeah.
is there a way to get our brief summary of the study? For like if we're splitting a patient, would we get like a guesstimate of the current AHI after 2 hours of sleep or?
The best way to do that
Mhm.
is once you've gone through and scored either manually or automatically, you haven't gotten there yet.
Mhm.
But once you've kind of scored up until that point, the best way to see where your patient is at that point is to
Mhm.
come into reports,
Okay.
and you would actually just want to run your
Oh.
PSG report.
Oh, you
run
can
it
do that while it's still
while
running.
the study's going.
Ah, okay.
That'd be good.
On the first
Yeah,
page
okay.
right here, it'll show you AHI. The number in
Oh,
this box is your total sleep time.
okay.
And then it'll show you your breakdown of your stages. So you
Okay.
can see how much sleep you've got,
Mm-hmm.
what your index is at, and then if you have like
Nice.
an O2
Okay.
criteria for splitting, you could even come down and look at your min O2.
Nice.
Didn't you say it had like 3 versus 4%?
This default report does not, but your report will have a
Yeah.
AHI
Okay.
3, AHI 4.
Oh, we'll get both, or would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're
So
just-
this is just the stock report.
We only finished the PSG report this morning.
Oh,
so
okay.
We still gotta do
But
it.
that's nice how we can pull the actual,
So
you know,
study's
report
running.
while the
Top
study
left
is still
report.
running.
Yes. Oh.
That's nice.
Right
Yeah.
now, it just has the default reports, but there will soon be Emory reports that are populated in this list. So you would just click on, most of the time in this situation, you probably just use your PSG report, because that's when you're trying to
Right.
tell if they meet
Yeah,
split
should,
criteria.
once I click
Mhm.
on
But
it, it'll
you'd
be
have
an
your
option
whole
to
list of
30.
reports there, PSG, PAB, split, whatever.
Okay. Nice.
And so when you pull up a report,
Hmm.
it adds itself as a tab up in the top view over here.
Mm.
It'll show you your data, and you're just using this as a spot check.
Right.
So you can just
Well,
then X out
not gonna deal
of
with
that
that.
report tab when you're done looking at it, and go back into whichever tab you were
So
looking
we
at
won't,
for
we
your
won't
data.
have a button that tells us how much sleep time they
I
have.
thought so too.
It normally does, when I click on it, it'll give me an option to
Mm.
switch to
Mhm.
30.
Really quick.
That's how I have it saved.
Okay.
Why? It should tell you sleep onset.
Yeah, it'll
Like-
tell
like-
It'll tell you all that.
it'll tell you all of that on that.
It'll tell you all that on the report.
Yeah, I usually mark
All you
mine
really
too,
have to do
just
is look at
because
the
of that.
number of the total sleep time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
usually
no,
put that in
you
my
have to go back
log,
and look
sleep
at it.
onset, so I can go back.
No, I'm saying, when we put a patient to sleep, we know what time they fell asleep, so we can kind of guesstimate 2 hours from that to run the report, to see if they have the
Yeah, or you can give it an hour, you run the report and you say, all right, they've got 40 minutes, let me run the
Yeah.
report in another hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of work it that way. Alright, other kind of navigation things, right now it's doing this kind of scrolling. Sometimes people don't like this. So your two options are up at the top over here. So right now this is the play. The other
Okay.
one that we were looking at at the beginning was where the
Oh, I like that.
data
Yeah.
fills in
Okay.
and then the page jumps.
Oh, yeah, I like
So
that.
it likes to kind of switch between these two on its own every now and then. So as
Mhm.
long as you know where these two buttons are, you can
Okay.
put it back into whichever view you prefer while you're running the study.
Okay.
While you're not running the study, it's not gonna move anything like this. You're just gonna be controlling it as you're scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the sweeping, and then the play. Once it fills the screen, it's gonna start scrolling like that.
Okay.
That way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, let's say you went through, you added your channels, you changed your colors. Then to save your workspace, you're gonna come into the workspace menu, which is the first button on this row of tabs.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, you're gonna do new workspace layout,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna give it a name, and it's gonna copy whatever you've got pulled up right then and there,
Okay.
and then that'll be your workspace.
Okay.
Once you've created your workspace, when you start a study, it'll always start in whatever we designate as the default workspace.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd come up into this menu and then just click on your workspace from this list, and it would load everything into your
Does
workspace.
the workspace that we saved, does it follow us? Like, if, for those who go to different offices?
No, it's
Oh.
per workstation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not like associated with your account or anything. If
Right.
you build a workspace in room 1,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rebuild it,
it's
redo
not gonna be in room 2.
Oh,
It's under a
okay.
person's name, so somebody.
That's
else can
kinda good
put
too,
up
though.
workspace.
Yes, because it's under your login. So
Okay.
only your login, or whoever we're logged into right now, if we create a workspace and somebody else logs in, they're not gonna see that workspace.
Good. Good.
So
Cause
it's
they
your
can't
workspace.
change it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
they're not gonna be able to change it. Or,
Good.
mess with